It's been a while since we've heard from that great tune, but it's great to hear Zodak the Priest back on the intro for the Rhebel podcast. Hello, how, welcome back to show number 3 for the season. My name is Prefontaine, and you are listening to the Rhebel podcast, coming to you loud and clear from the Balcony of Freedom down here in the southern part of Australia, in a town that we like to call Melbourne, and I like to introduce two people. One that we like to call Francis. Frankie, how you doing?
Hey.
And another person we like to call Callum. Hello, Callum.
Champion.
Who was the former revolutionary from South America that went to Cuba to free them from capitalist oppression? What was his name?
Hugo.
Let it go.
Come on, give it a go.
Hugo. Mr. Chavez? Or Chavez?
That's right, you were calling him Chavez, aren't you?
Yeah.
Actually,
Was he chauvinistic? Because he could say Chavez.
was it Mary Delahunty on 774 during a week? She was talking. She'd just come back from Cuba.
Really?
She was
He
giving
allowed
a
to go to
big
Cuba
up
from Australia?
Hey?
Yeah, we don't have an embargo against Cuba.
We should. I think I'm quite good at that type of stuff as well. There you go. Something unrelated today. I saw a person literally go out of their car and almost start a fight in the middle of a main road in Melbourne.
Really?
Yeah.
What part of town were you in?
In Doncaster.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Went toe-to-toe with him. Toe-to-toe with the guy, like face-to-face.
Yeah.
What people in Glasgow would just call a friendly hello. and then didn't do anything. So if you're going to get out of your car, cause me to be late, at least hit the bloke.
Yeah, you got to back it up.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
It was all bark and no bite.
And then
Bluster.
last week, when I was coming home from...
Bluster.
Bluster. That's it.
When I was coming home from Flinders Street at 1 a.m, which is generally the perfect time to see the wide and diverse range of punters in Melbourne, Flinders Street McDonald's, two kids next to me, and they would have been like 18, Australians, talking about how they're going to give each other the Glasgow kiss later that night.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, that was weird. That was odd.
Right. Which is different to the San Francisco kiss. That's amazing. We've gone 2 minutes 42 and we actually haven't talked about the main subject, which is...
Are we trying to avoid it?
Yeah, fishing. No, let's get straight into it in our post-Champions League playoff podcast analysis podcast. We're drinking champagne here on the Balcony of Freedom. We're drinking Heineken, the official sponsor of the UEFA Champions League.
I'm buying things on my MasterCard.
You bought this on your MasterCard?
I played PlayStation for the first time in about 5 years yesterday.
Yep. Gazprom. What is that?
What? Is that one?
Yeah.
Is Sony one still?
Maybe. So we're all pretty delighted. And how cool is it? After the result, I listened to Zodak the Priest on my iPod a lot that day. Like I would just at random times throughout the day, I would just stick it on.
Yeah. It's a nice tune, isn't it?
Yeah, and all the shit that I'd got from the week before about the 2-0 result, I hooped up and just went back and hung out with those same people and just sat there and didn't say anything. And they didn't say anything, and the silence was good enough for me. It was a silent fuck you. Yeah. And then I wore the Celtic away jersey again, just around those same people after the draw. And they gave me when they saw the draw, well, we'll talk about the draw later, they gave me the whole, you guys are fucked on that one, you won't get through.
Did you get up for the draw?
No, well, I thought it was tomorrow night.
Yeah, I told you and Dad it was... Well, I told Dad.
No, you told me too, but I thought you said it was like last night, 2 o'clock.
No, after the game...
I was right.
After the game, ESPN advertised it.
This morning.
ESPN advertised it as Friday night. Or maybe I was too delirious to pay attention and misinterpret it.
But anyway, you didn't get up for it.
No, I didn't get up for it. So when I woke up this morning...
The funny thing about that is you would have had to wait till the last group. And they strung that out for so long.
I would have went for like 3 hours, yeah.
Group of
Billy
H.
McNeil was doing the bloody
Did you
up.
watch any of it?
No, I watched the YouTube video of it.
Oh, okay.
But he was opening it up.
Right.
Opening up all the balls, yeah.
I haven't seen
Good
it.
on him.
I suppose he had a bit of trouble opening up the balls. And someone said on Facebook, because supposedly the Huns were saying this bloke can't open the balls, whatever. And that guy said he's really struggling to open up the balls because he's lifted so many trophies in his life.
That's it. And the arthritis is kicking in.
Yeah.
He's trophy weary.
Yeah, exactly right.
Let's before we talk about the draw,
I think we should talk about this really quickly. This is my favourite video from YouTube video from the game. Just the first 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you can all hear it. All right.
Play it away.
This is a woman we've just scored.
Uh-huh.
And this is that typical woman at Parkhead, or man, but mostly woman, that will just commentate the entire game and say what everyone else is seeing.
Uh-huh.
Right?
We know that guy.
Yeah. And then it's a bit of bluster after that. But it was shove your Union Jack up your ass. Because there was obviously...
She was referring to the
they
away
had a Union
supporters.
Jack in there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Apparently there were some lowlifes who bought a ticket hoping to watch us lose. That's pathetic, isn't it? 25 quid they're paid to watch us qualify for the Champions League.
To watch their former great rivals get into the most lucrative club championship competition in the world.
Well, I was thinking we should have a special membership for them and keep a section of the ground, just sell them tickets because, I mean, that's the only way they're going to watch decent football now.
Mm.
And there are...
And charge them really expensive money.
No, just... No.
Oh, charity?
Cheap. Yeah, cheap.
Oh, charity.
Because there are a section of those people who would come along and boo.
Yeah.
But, we'd take their money.
I'll take that money.
And they're the Huns that exist because we exist.
Yeah. No other reason.
Yeah.
Like Uncle Jerry.
Yeah, that woman was... she was quite vitriolic in her post-goal analysis.
And she would go on to after, when Fraser Forster got the ball in the last second, when he picked it up, when he marked it, sorry.
Yeah.
And everyone else could clearly see
How
what he
did
was
he
doing.
come off his line to get that?
I know, the first time he's done it.
Jesus, I was scared.
And she went, keeper! Like screamed. Just in case no one knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Do you think Big Fraser, realised...
That's why he came out, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
At one point during the game, 50,000 people all collectively shouted keeper.
Yeah. Right at the end there, that last free kick they got, which wasn't a free kick. So let's turn our attention to the game. It's for the folks in the Northern Hemisphere, kickoff was at 4:45 in the morning here in Australia.
Unless you're at Mount Waverley and it was 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the alarm went off for myself at 4:40 or maybe 4:39, and
which one was it?
Well, whatever it was, it surprised me because I did not feel that I'd got the quality sleep that I needed prior to that, and I think the first words were, "Oh, get fucked." So I lay there for like a minute and a half, going, "I don't want to get out of bed. I'm exhausted. If they do this, if I get out of bed and they do this to me like they did the week before, I am going to be really pissed off." And I'm going, they don't deserve my support. I'm not going to get out of bed. I could sleep another 3 hours. This would be great for me. And then I went, but I've got to get out of bed because if I don't, that would be wrong. So I got out of bed, and I'm really glad I did. So, obviously, you guys decided to get out of bed half an hour later because you taped it.
15 minutes.
Whatever.
We took the half-time out.
That's fucking
We
bullshit.
did. We took 15.
You didn't catch up though.
No, we'll catch
No,
up.
So we're catching up.
we were struggling.
If I had the remote, we would have caught up
No,
electrically.
you don't like me doing that.
No, I don't.
I don't like you fast forwarding either.
No,
That pisses
me, I don't either.
You were doing it last game.
But it's okay if I'm doing it.
It's bullshit.
No, you're right. It's annoying.
But there were a few injuries and things where we could fast forward, and that was quite good.
Yeah.
I was being polite.
I
Okay.
mean, generally, if it's on Satanta, we like to watch the halftime show, which is either a charity case in Africa, a charity case in Israel,
Or
a charity
the
case,
best own goals.
or the best own goal miss, or the best misses of all time.
Yeah, with the worst overdub commentary
Yeah.
Yep.
of all time. So, okay, so you
It
sit
was on
down.
ESPN, so we couldn't do that.
I just want to throw it out to you two wankers. You sit down there, half an hour delay, albeit, and before the game starts, what are you thinking in terms of result here, Frank?
We were desperate to see what the team was. That was the number one thing. So as soon as we seen the team, I thought every one of the players who walked out the tunnel had been in that situation before. They'd all had some sort of experience. We didn't see any players walked out there going, "Ooh, what's going on here? Why are all these people here?" So that was great. Typical ESPN, we didn't see who was on the bench until halftime, I don't think. I was really happy to see that lineup.
So you thought good start even before a ball been kicked.
Yeah.
Callum.
I was quite comfortable I thought we were going to win. and I thought it was a good team and a good formation. And as soon as the first 5 minutes happened and you saw Samaras on the ball and Commons on the ball, you thought it looks good.
Okay. Now, last week...
That could have been also because I was incredibly tired and I wasn't thinking.
Right.
I wasn't nervous. It was when you get up that early, you can't be nervous until you start to wake up. So at like 6 in the morning, you start to become more nervous because it's an hour into the game and it's only 1-0, 2-0.
Oh, well, that's unprofessional. If I could put like a heart rate monitor...
We didn't ask you.
If I could put a heart rate monitor on me, like when I first woke up, it would have been a resting heart rate of 41 beats per minute or something.
You're not that fit.
I am incredibly fit.
Is that piss fit or...
That's piss fit.
Fit.
Oh, yeah, that's piss fit. And within the first 4 minutes, I reckon my resting heart... I was completely aware of my senses now. I was engaged. I was plugged into this game and I was nervous and thinking, fuck, here we go. This is 90 minutes of some shit is going to happen in this game. It's going to be really disappointing or, it's going to be a good day and a great chapter in the club's history. That's what I thought. When I saw the team, I was like, okay, this is a good start. So to the game, opening stanza, good way to get into the game. Crowd's up for it. Team respond. But what about this keeper all of a sudden?
I know. And we kept hitting it straight to him as well, which was really good for all of us.
In the first two or three touches he got, he went, oh, jeez, how good am I?
Yeah.
And he started to play better.
Yeah.
But actually, once we scored against him, that was it.
What was that up with that? I think it was the second half when there was no one on him and he did this flapped weird. That was odd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's when he went. Oh,
he was watching the other guy down the other end. So that's what you do.
Yeah.
I must admit, when we weren't scoring goals, we missed a few, and then the keeper saved a few, and then you called us at half time.
I did.
And I thought we didn't score, so I was getting even more angry. And then we scored in the last minute of extra time, and I was that's when I was starting to get really frustrated and quite nervous. The fact that I didn't think we were going to score enough goals.
Yeah, because if we hadn't
one of
gone
those games,
if we hadn't gone in at half time, that was I was thinking this is going to be they'll walk down the tunnel going, all right, 45 minutes in, still in it. This is good, 2-0 advantage.
Yep.
And then Commons just basically says to Sammy, get out of my fucking way, and then just unleashes one of those classic
that was a cracker.
Chris Commons shots. And as soon as you hit it, did you think that
straight in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And something something completely different to what we didn't do at all during the first half. We didn't take any shots from outside the box really, so it was a bit of a surprise, and it was incredibly well executed.
But even Sammy Sammy sort of ran horizontal with the 18-yard line, and then he saw Commons has obviously said something to him, or they've had some sort of eye connection because Sammy's literally stood up,
his way.
he'd leaped out of the way, you're clearly on a mission here.
He was almost a guard, like a guard in basketball, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
it was like a pick and roll.
I think that helped. Yeah, I think that helped because the keeper was unsighted for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it had some. You look at that camera.
It swung away from him. So.
Fucking moved.
And that got the crowd up as well because the crowd were dying down a little bit, understandably. So that got everyone up for the second half. And when you saw the second half, and you saw they did it perfectly. The timing of the song when they did Walk On, and they obviously, I don't know if this is purposefully, but Lennon had the players wait behind until the Krakow until the Shakhtar players Krakow until the Shakhtar players went out on the field, and you could see them looking around when Walk On was being belted out, and that would have sent a shiver because they would have never played. They play in front of goats and sheep, so
and goats aren't that loud.
No,
nor can they see.
And the sheep are scared.
The sheep are terrified. You don't ever say shit.
I did laugh at the fucking Twitters Dolly can rest easy tonight. That kind of stuff.
Celtics saving sheep since 2013.
Yeah.
Sean Donnelly.
Good Sean. Yep.
Yeah. So second half starts because I kind of thought, geez, we don't need the halftime whistle now because we're up for it, But fair enough, it did. And then second half, straight into it again, though.
Yeah, I thought that was perfect timing. And the halftime was great for the guys. And as you're saying about walking back down to the tunnel, they'd have been demoralised. And you can't imagine that Scott Brown wasn't telling them down the tunnel. Yeah. He would have been giving it to them.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I noticed. And I try to question myself and think maybe it's not the case. But I just really did seriously think that the attitude of the 11 guys was completely different to the week before.
Yep.
They're a physical. Credit to Shakhtar, they're a very
absolutely.
physical team, and I think that's great. That's what you want to see in football matches. And I mean, okay, they were pretty dirty.
The Jamesy one was a shocking tackle.
Like the stats on the fouls: 6 fouls to Celtic, 19 to them. How we got 2 yellow cards and they got 4. It doesn't sort of add up, but they're a physical side, right? But we gave it as good as we got. And that scene, which said to me, like, these guys are like, you are in our house now. Don't even fucking think that you're going to get this as an easy ride. This is going to be an awful experience for you, and we will not make this walk in the park. Was when the ball went out for a Celtic corner, and Stokesy, Collins walked past that guy and just gave him a bit of fucking, get out of the fucking way. And the guys with the referee, and I thought, you are a stranger in paradise, as Dad used to say.
Yep.
And I thought, if we're going to lose, we're going to go down fighting on this one. And the mental steeliness of the team, I thought, was something that was a complete departure from improvement on the first game, and something that was necessary to win. And I don't think you could have actually timed the goals any better.
No, absolutely not.
No. Couldn't have at all.
Because you come out...
The only one that would have been better is if Stokesy scored that goal or hit the post.
Yeah.
So at the 70th minute, 60th minute or something.
Yeah.
That was for the third goal. You couldn't really have imagined seeing Shakhtar come back at all, because Effie Ambrose had absolutely killed their striker. You couldn't really see them scoring after that.
No.
After the second goal, they were shitting themselves.
Yep.
And the third goal we scored, and they had a minute to take up
it
to
was
us.
perfect. Yeah.
It was in the end. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they came... I mean, in the first half, at 0-0, they were... And I sarcastically tweeted that they've adopted the cheating, fouling, on and off the ball, time wasting style of play. Clearly, they've been watching Italian football lately, because they were. And then after the second goal, I kind of thought we need to come out of our shell a bit, and they did start to throw more men forward. It was akin to it was like as if we played Jack Charlton's Irish national side in the 1990s, because they had one move. It was to that big fucker, in which he was again trying to, he would try and he'd be isolated, but he'd try and win that ball and then wait for support to come with either a header, with the guys running on, or he would just try and hold the ball up himself. And the difference was this week was that Ambrose and Lustig
played excellent.
Yeah, like
Ambrose absolutely killed him.
And it just shows you how fucking shit Dick Van Dyke and Moloko are, because I was glad that Ambrose was back in the side.
Yes.
Like this time last year, you would not have been saying that. It would have been the other way around. And I thought that he played one of his best games since they won the Africans Cup, and he got the 60 Virgins.
He's been tired since then.
Well, they
Naked,
totally...
one would say.
Yeah.
They totally gave up the midfield. They just said, fuck the midfield, we're not worried about that, because we're just doing a long ball. So have you noticed, our defence was playing quite deep. So when our midfield was helping the defence, there was this massive hole. There was no one there. Huge amount of space. And as the game went on, the space was getting bigger and bigger. Even though, we had 5 midfield, and on paper they had the same, but the game was quite open.
Yeah.
At no stage did you think...
It was open for us, though. They didn't... I mean, they hardly attacked.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was...
That suited us.
The good thing about it was, normally that's how it normally is at City Park anyway. That's normally they play a lot of men behind the ball, and that's what it's normally like. The difference was, compared to this game, to be any other game that we've played recently, is that we moved the ball incredibly quick.
Yeah.
And we passed it to either Commons, Sammy, or Forrest, almost first time. So that opened up the space and actually gave us, because it's all fine to have that space in the middle third, but that penetrating ball into the final third is where we've been having trouble with.
Yeah.
But by moving the ball really quickly, you can actually penetrate the ball much quicker. And when you've got Chris Commons on the ball who can pinpoint a pass,
and who was
anywhere,
up for it,
and Samaras who refused to give up on the ball, refused to, would never lose a 50-50, won every header,
Yeah.
There was one point where he took it on there was a kick from Fraser, and he chucked it on his chest and turned on a dime piece, and he left them for weight. It was brilliant. And James Forrest running at players, that's what you wanted to do. So, and Stokesy played excellent as well. It's one of his first European starts for a long time. So when you move the ball really quickly, it seems to create much more opportunities for everyone around you.
And it wasn't that easy either, because they basically put 10 men behind the ball, and even Davy Province said during the game, this isn't an easy shift for Celtic here.
He did,
It was one of the only few things I actually agreed with in his commentary.
Yeah. I mean, that was shite. But having said that, you still have to beat 10 men and a keeper.
Yeah.
And they had a chance of scoring when that throw-in came off the bar, you know. I don't know what Fraser Forster was doing there.
We weren't going to get through the whole game without him having one chance.
No, absolutely not.
Although we nearly did it the week before and they scored twice.
Yeah. Anyway. And then, so the second goal scored, good pass to Sammy. Pinpoint, some would say.
Yeah. And that guy kept him onside. It was onside by a mile.
It was beautiful of him to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. On Fox Sports News, they had a recap of the game, a 2-minute recap of what was going on.
Yeah.
And the guy, who's obviously got everything scripted in front of him, goes off script for 1 second, and he's a guy. Everyone watches Fox Sports News in Australia. It's based in Sydney, and it's Sydney centric. It's rugby league and rugby union. It's all about that.
Yeah.
And they spoke about Celtic, and he went, was it offside? Well, doesn't matter now, does it? It wasn't offside.
Yeah, this is coming from the same sports broadcaster that spells Motherwall.
And
Patrick.
Patrick.
Exactly. And apparently a guy called Patrick is playing in the Scottish Premier League.
I mean, if you're going to call him Patrick, you've got to call him Patrick Thistle 1.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
We actually should share that with the guys who are, and the girls listening to the show. Frank used to have a Celtic team group photo from the 1983 side up in your toilet wall in Normanby Street in Prahran, and there was a guy in the team that when the team photo was taken was playing in the current Celtic side, but when the image was produced to be sold at the Celtic shop, he'd then gone to play for Partick Thistle. And one of our now sister-in-laws, but at the time, would have been married then. I guess our sister-in-law at the time was sitting in the toilet doing her business and was clearly just having a look at the Celtic team group. And she's Australian, of course. And
Who is it? Is Tracy?
Andy.
Okay.
And had no interest in, Celtic or sport in general. And has come out of the toilet, and because it's in the team group, it's gone. I can't remember the player's name. It was, it wasn't Lex Bailey. I can't remember who it was, but basically, just say it was like Johnny Simpson, right? And it says now Partick Thistle. He's now gone to Partick Thistle, so they always made that point. And so Andy's come out of the toilet and said, "Frank, why has that guy changed his name to Patrick Thistle?" And just to see that was in that would have been in like 1990 or something.
Yeah.
And that curse, the Partick Thistle curse for Australians, when they look at it, they see Patrick, and they fucking spell it.
Can't do it any other way.
Could you imagine the guy who was going, "Okay, Jimmy, the intern for the week, the work experience kid, I want you to produce the score, the fixture or the ladder for this Scottish league here. Here you go.
SPFPL.
In football?
Yeah.
What's football?
These are the names of the teams. This is where they are on the ladder. Can you just type up all the names, and then we're going to project it on the screen, so when it comes to the news bit, that'll be there at the side. Just write it as you go." And he's got to it, and he's gone, "Partick."
That's going to be wrong.
That can't be right. It must be Patrick. But why he went with Mother Wall?
I know. Isn't that a famous cover from
Wonderwall.
That's what I said. I tweeted, since when has there been an Oasis cover band playing in the SPL or the SPFFL? What is it called?
I don't know.
Who cares?
I don't know.
Rightio, let's maybe...
We can say we don't care because we're playing in the big league.
Champions League.
We're champions.
That's right. So, the third goal. Okay, what was your reaction when we scored the first two goals? Talk us through because we weren't in the same room. I was watching it here and you were watching it there.
Yeah, well,
I know what you did, but I know
I was pretty happy. I thought
you were stoked.
I thought we're going to knock this over. Then we're going to go through. In fact, it wasn't until one of the commentators said we're heading towards extra time. I'm going, fuck, I forgot all about extra time.
Yeah, you did.
I thought we were just going straight to penalties.
So did I. How bizarre is that?
But if we had gone to extra time, we would have probably scored about 5. I reckon. It's just. Because they were getting worse and worse as it was going. I reckon the other team did a really good job to last till sort of 70 minutes to keep us going.
Yeah.
Because they were on their feet. I mean, I know we were getting tired too, but they were gone. Definitely gone.
You celebrated both goals. celebrated them properly.
How do you do it?
Up in the air, jumping up and down.
Off the couch?
Like an idiot, yep.
Right.
I was...
Oh, no, and you didn't.
No.
What did you do?
I was under the covers, just going, yes, like that.
Uh-huh.
The third goal,
Off the couch?
I was like an idiot.
Yep. The dog was there, the beanbag.
As,
It was
yeah.
dog of the-
As you say, Pre, it's like, well, you do say, it's... Because we're like, when you come over for all the big games or whatever, the dog must look at us and go, this is when these idiots wear the same thing, watch this TV, and scream at the TV, or scream at something for 90 minutes.
Yeah, the dog, exactly. The dog goes, I've been on this beanbag for a good, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And normally they watch this blurry, light coloured thing, box thing, and in perfect harmony. And then every sort of 2 or 3 weeks or so, they all get up at some weird time, and then they just start behaving like absolute bizarre animals.
But when
Somebody
when
on
we
that
both
box
scored,
upsets them.
yeah, when we both scored, the dog got up. That's when you know it's exciting.
Yeah,
Oh, it was good. It's a good moment.
it was a very good.
I
moment.
almost did a Prefontaine and had sex on the TV.
Dry hump the TV.
Actually, every time I think about Georgie's goal, I just almost break into a sweat. I think because that could have went anywhere.
Yeah,
Like he scooped it.
Sammy's or Forrest's? The last
Sammy's.
goal? Oh,
Sammy's.
Yeah, Sammy's. I thought the fourth, sorry, the third goal. But, the third goal, that hit the top of the net. Like, he hit that.
yeah, it really
fair
says
enough.
that.
Just perfect.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
But Sammy's is like, he could have scythed it, or he could.
And it
The
could be-
keeper could have saved it.
And it
He
could have been
really
caught
cut him down.
offside as well. You know.
When he did score it, I looked straight to the referee. I didn't say
me
that.
too.
I
Same,
looked straight to the referee,
yeah.
and he pointed back to the centre,
Yeah.
and my brain was so frozen, I forgot what that means. I went, does that mean offside? Does that mean a goal? Everyone's still celebrating. No one said anything. That must be a goal.
Well, I see wee Jamesy turn, look at the thing, the linesman, and then run towards him. And I thought, because I couldn't see the linesman at that stage.
Yeah, we couldn't
Thought
do
that's a goal.
I thought it was offside in the first, because I was around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just that guy that was so slow, just was ball watching the
And the
guy.
angle from the centre camera, you
Yeah.
can't tell, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the third goal gets in, and then it's just... But like, say, the 80th minute, right, are you thinking we're not going to score before the end of the game?
I was getting nervous. That's when I was starting. I almost watched it from behind the couch. That was when I was getting really frustrated. That's why I went from sitting. That's why I went from laying to sitting up.
I was just waiting for them to have that one chance. And that's what I was worried about. Because if they got that one chance before we scored
Yeah.
the third, then, how are we going to score 2 goals in what was left?
Yeah.
That would have been annoying. Yeah, that was...
How'd you celebrate?
Well, the first 2 goals, I actually had some sort of sense of... Well, the first goal, I was glad we got the goal because that means, right, things are starting to happen. And it wasn't... The first 2 goal celebrations were not jubilation celebrations. They were more anger, revenge, kind of clenched
Relief.
teeth. Fuck you. Like I beat the crap out of the cushion. I was fucking punching the fuck out of it. And because I'm in a kind of an apartment complex, I kind of feel maybe somewhat...
muted.
Yeah, I don't want to yell or I don't want to wake people up at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but by the third goal, then that was just sheer adrenaline. Like I cut a lap around the coffee table and then ran.
I would have been on the balcony.
I was thinking about doing that and yelling, "Yes, you fuckers!"
Lamb chop eaters.
Yeah, for all you fuckers from Kazakhstan and the community in Australia, all 80 years, get terrified, kind of thing. There's a guy who I follow on Twitter and on
Oh, we're not bringing him up again, are we?
Facebook. No, and on Instagram as well. He's the guy from the Adelaide Celtic Supporters Club. And I don't know if I've ever actually met... I think I may have met him once or twice when I lived in Adelaide, but I don't think he won't remember me and I shouldn't remember him. But just because I see his photo, I can vaguely go, I kind of remember you at the pub. He's been counting down via social media for the past 4 months, I think, about his big trip through Europe. And part of it was he was going to Glasgow, and massive Celtic supporter, obviously. But his first game at Parkhead was the Inverness game on the weekend.
I saw the picture of that.
Yeah, and he went on Wednesday night.
Good game to go to.
Yeah, and I was thought to myself, I did tweet him because I wasn't sure if that was his first game. And I said, "Was your first game?" He goes, "No, I went on Saturday." And I went, magic. And he said, yeah. And I think I love those kind of stories, right? I mean, I'm sure there were probably maybe another 60 or 70 people in the stands on Wednesday night. That was their first Celtic game or whatever.
Yep.
But I kind of just thought back to, your first game at Parkhead. Was it actually your first game at Parkhead, which was the game against Sporting Lisbon?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
How good is it? And think of your cousin, our nephew,
Keza.
Kieran's first game, which was the Spartak Moscow
Penalties.
go. I mean, this is where...
Gordon Strachan's best game ever, he said.
There you go.
Well, Kieran hasn't seen us lose that shit.
He hasn't.
Yeah.
European game.
That's why he's like
He hasn't seen us lose a game at all.
4 from 4.
It's true, yeah.
And he's seen the Huns game when we...
It was
2-1 game?
3-0.
3-0 game.
Yeah,
not the last ever Huns game, but
No.
yeah.
So, you just think about the people that are in the crowds for those kind of games. These are sometimes it can be the crystallising moments of you as a Celtic supporter when you go, I was there. And that was I know there were a bunch of sheep fuckers, but even still, it was a big ask, a tall ask for the club to come over 2-0 against a team that was very well organised, I thought. And I actually will be interested to see how they go in the Europa League, because I think that they'll be a difficult team to beat at home. Because they
absolutely.
are.
It's also a travel as well,
Yeah.
Kieran also sang at that Huns game, his first ever Huns game, the graffiti on the wall, we're magic, and then he said, ooh up the rah.
Right.
Well, you're not supposed to do it at Sunny Parks.
Yeah.
And some bloke in front of him went, not here, mate.
and he's giving it...
While the bloke in front of him was doing the IRA, It's quite funny. Do you want to hear Lennon's speak?
Yeah, let's hear it from the manager.
At the end and walked up the tunnel before the final whistle. Does that give us an idea of how much pressure you were under?
No, I mean, I knew it was over by then. When players had come and caught the ball, and I just wanted to leave it to the players. This is the greatest night of my footballing life. I know it doesn't mean a lot in the footballing world, but what we've come through in the last 6 or 7 weeks has been really difficult, and to achieve more or less, I think, the impossible tonight speaks volumes for the players in that dressing room and my backroom staff who've been planning this for a long, long time. So it's just got a huge feeling of relief, but a huge feeling of pride. I don't want to go through this again.
You broke your own 100 metres record at the goal. Was it fitting that the winner was scored by one of the wide men who did so much work tonight, and of course was patched up to play?
Yeah, I mean, for some reason there's a section of our support that can't take him, but I don't know why. I thought he was wonderful tonight.
That's us.
He's had a lot of injury problems, with a sciatic problem that we've been working very hard in the background just to try and get him on the pitch, because when he's on the pitch he's such a special player. But they were all heroes tonight, Ambrose and Lustig and Matthews, and they were looking dead on their feet really, and you're just thinking maybe one more last hurrah could be nick it, and just that feeling of euphoria at the end, just knowing we're going to the big show again. There's been, you talked about this, there's been a lot of negativity this week, and I think here in Scotland anyway, we're too quick to put the boot in the players. This team's been very successful for the last couple of years, and they turn on them very, very quickly after one, which I didn't think was a really poor performance. I thought they deserved better out there, but they certainly got what they deserved tonight.
Well, they need a bit of a help in terms of the signing, some signings before the group stage.
Well, I need help, yeah, because we haven't had much in the way of that recently. We've lost 3 pivotal players, which makes the achievement more remarkable, really. We have tried. We've been knocked back, but maybe this will be the carrot that brings more players in. But the squad needs a hand. Those players in there need a helping hand now.
When Shakhtar hit the bar in the second half, how were you feeling at that point?
All right, you always think that a team may score. As I said to the players, to make it a deflection, make it a ricochet. If that's the case, we'll have to score 4. That's the reality of it. That's where the position we put ourselves in. So I don't want any heads going down. The crowd might lose a bit of air, but you've played so well so far. Just keep it going.
Great experience tonight, great experience last season. What do you want to experience from the draw? Who would you like to face and get a taste of?
Well, in my time, I've never come across Real Madrid, so I think that would be pretty special to go there with Celtic. We've played all the bigger teams. Maybe a Battle of Britain would be great as well, one of the English teams, just for a bit of local exposure, but I don't care. It's just a magnificent feeling. Delighted for the players and the supporters. It means a lot to the club.
A brave performance, Neil. Enjoy your night.
Thanks very much.
Well, I think that's guaranteed. How significant?
It was interesting that Lennon said that he thought it was the greatest night of his footballing managing career. Did you, Frank? Do you agree with that?
I got the feeling he was talking about the whole process, that the 7-week having to get through, all those qualifying games. It wasn't just a one game, and putting ourselves 2-0 down, and they must have copped some heaps of criticism during the week at home. That's something we forget about. I mean, if you can imagine the press, how bad the press is here about, their obsession with sport. Imagine, when there's only one team in Glasgow now, the spotlight's on them all the time. It's just ridiculous. So, and more than half the press are hoping that we fail.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, what are they going to write about if we don't get into the Champions League?
Yeah.
They always make a living off. They make a living off seeing us succeed, and then
we
bring
fail.
us down straight away.
Yeah.
That's what they make a living off.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think it was an expedition, the last three qualifying games, and something that we didn't deserve to happen after our exploits last season and what happened. And something that, there's... I still don't understand how it can be called the Champions League and to have, the 8th place English team qualify because they've got no yellow cards the entire season. But that's for another, discussion. But this was probably one of the most difficult, in terms of the two leagues, just trying to get there and get the players up and about. We played a game last week, right before the game and bringing us back here and doing that type of stuff. And then losing, we lost the spine of the team when you think of Hooper, Wanyama and Wilson. So to do that with no new players that came into the starting 11, a guy got the striker to get subbed, but it was pretty impressive effort.
Callum, what do you think about his remarks saying, I haven't had any help till now? Do you think he was in a pot shot at the board, or do you think that was more of a sort of
Probably a full pot shot at the board. He's a really clever guy. So when the press say, I read a couple of reports afterwards saying, this was him relieved and saying what he wanted to say for a while, but he probably listened to it with a grain of salt in terms of this is right after the game. Everything he says is quite measured. All of his press statements are really measured because he knows that what he says will be taken out of context anyway. So I was more concerned with the James Forrest thing. I like James Forrest. I'm the only one here that likes James Forrest. But I do know that I was speaking to a couple of people in Scotland last week, and they were saying that they were getting sick of James Forrest. So I can only imagine what the rest of the crowd would be doing like. But I don't think it's helpful to blame the fans because they pay the money at the end of the day, and they want us to see it and want us to play well and want us to qualify for these events. So
the common theme with James is he's always injured. So he really needs to get himself. He's way too young to be injured. If he's got to be looked after as far as game time, then that's what they should do. And obviously send him away during the week to get his groin checked. And they still don't have any answers yet. So he's not doing himself any favours by playing injured.
No,
he's just getting the crowd against him. But when you see him, I thought he played reasonably well. He wasn't heading down the line, but at least he was presenting himself. And I might change my mind when he got it back up after being hacked. I mean, we've seen that in slow-mo. That was a horrible tackle.
That was a red card.
That guy should have been sent off. He just came on. And, that was a terrible... Referee obviously didn't see it in slow. So, fair, at least he booked him at least. That was But for Forrest to get up and actually score...
He was trying... He wanted to go off as well before that, so...
Yeah, because he had a bit of a run before he scored, and he lost it, and the camera panned on him. He was sort of, bent over. So that was a gutsy effort to keep going for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
Yeah. And we are pretty critical of him, so credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
He had promised three of his pals to give them a match ball each.
Yes.
But did he have to do it during the game?
Well, if he's that deadly with his shots, you pick his mates out in the back of the stand, surely he could hit the net.
You think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, which he did.
Yeah, eventually.
With one touch. That was brilliant.
We need.
I know, that's like during the game, I'm going like, oh, fucking Rosette again. Like I'm going, does this kid think he's playing like seniors Gar or something? Like,
and it wasn't even like the ball didn't bubble.
I'll take the points. The goals will come, lads. And I'm like, fucking Forrest Fennicum, you are fucking kidding me.
It's not even like the ball bobbled.
No.
Yeah. Hey.
Unbelievable.
But it just shows you. There's some things going on with his technique when he leathers it, because he, as you said earlier on the podcast, Callum, when he scored, he was 6 yards out and he still hit the roof.
And that's where the technique is in trouble, because he's been practicing those blazing shots from 6 yards out.
Yeah.
7 yards out, no good.
No good.
No good at all.
That's
10,
probably,
nightmare.
that's,
20, over the stands.
would that be part of him being injured though as well? Trying to protect his
Yeah, it
whatever.
could be, yeah.
You know, I don't know, but that could be something as well.
He's
you know?
obviously leaning back, you know.
Yeah,
away,
I'm not
so-
sure.
I just want to quickly run through the team and get your thoughts on just every player and quickly, one or two words about how they performed. Forster.
Well, I can't do that one quickly. So,
Yeah, he's struggling.
Pass.
Isn't he?
Because you have a pathological hatred.
Like even this week, I don't even care. I'm so happy about the result. I don't even care how pathetic and childish the press are about bringing up a story last night about him not, thinking about leaving.
To Benfica, who've got no money.
Yeah.
They've got less money than Rangers.
So I can't even get annoyed at that story. Even there, they've probably misquoted him saying, we'll have to see what happens in the next few days. They probably asked him, if he's fit for Saturday.
Yeah.
And his
2 weeks
answer
they've been
was,
running this. They've been trying to run this article.
yeah. I mean, so anyway. But he really needs to start performing. And he's getting game time. There's no, And Zaluska, how good did he play a couple of weeks ago when we played
Liverpool.
I mean, he put him in a blinder.
He did.
So,
And that wasn't a friendly either. That was a bit of...
that was their best 11.
That had niggles.
He just needs to come out more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come out of the closet, man.
Come on, man. Don't be in the
do it.
closet.
Don't be scared.
Ambrose Callum.
Excellent. Can't believe I'm saying that.
I know. Francis Lustig.
My favourite player.
I was going to say, I've written down here, Frankie has a man crush.
Yep.
He's
But
good looking.
he can play in any position, that bloke.
He's got a hot wife as well.
And, well,
Respect.
apart from that, but I think he gets it. He gets the Celtic.
He's a bit like Joe
You think
Ledley.
he's got he's in the family now?
He's like Jay Ledley. He's like Chris Commons. The guys who haven't talked
Fucking
themselves
Chris
up,
Cummins loves it.
they're the guys, like Chris
NWA?
Commons.
Yeah.
Chris Commons' Twitter when he said...
Do that in a minute. Have you seen it?
Let's not jump ahead. Charlie Mulgrew, how do you think he went, Callum?
He did okay. Yeah, he did okay. Some nice balls whipped in. And I like him in the defence because I think he adds a bit of calmness to the defence. And
Yeah.
he's a big, strong lad, so that's good.
Matthews, Francis?
Yeah, played well. Just
Matthews.
not enough game time yet, so he'll get better.
That mazy run that he had,
Yeah.
because he did pretty much the same thing on the weekend to score against Kelly, and I thought, fuck, he's going to do it again. And he just stumbled at last. The ball sort of got caught on his feet, and the guy kind of got a half decent kind of tackle in. But I thought that, he's just going to fucking carry himself in glory.
Him and Joe Ledley are in like a...
He's fucking quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like that guy tried to chase him on that run,
Yeah.
and halfway... I can't catch him.
Once he puts a foot down, he's away. And that's not bad for a wing back, really.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? We got Brownie.
He did okay. He did good.
Yeah, he bossed it.
Yeah.
So,
That was his game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the one where
When he stood on that bloke, that was even better.
I know. And then
Like he
fucking
really stood on him.
Yeah, good time.
Yeah.
Good time stood on him.
Yeah.
And Davey Providence said, that looks sus. That's
fuck
there's a
yourself,
card
Davey.
there. I thought, fuck you.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, like yourself.
so deliberately not deliberate.
but the best thing was from that moment on. I mean, they were trying. The Kazakh players were trying to get him anyway.
Yeah, they were.
From that point on, they were really trying to get him.
Yeah.
Like even the sub who came on, he was going to get him straight away before he got a kick of the ball.
Basically, trying to pick a fight with Brownie is like trying to pick a fight with the drummer out of the Commitments. It's never going to end well for you. You know, the blood,
You can't.
the Commitments.
I'll look that up later.
All right, yeah, Google it. Forster,
Forrest.
whatever his name is. We talked about him.
Jamesy.
Yeah, Jamesy. Commons, the house of.
Fucking love him.
Ripper.
You can... What was... there was a Larry David episode when Larry David was talking about Curb Your Enthusiasm, when he was talking about people that... or movie stars that have ugly wives, and how he has respect for those people. Remember that episode?
Yeah.
Do you think his wife's ugly?
No.
Oh God, I was wondering where that
But
was
she's
going.
got like 3 kids, and he seems to be like a good family man.
Yeah. Well, he's not married. They're living in sin. Do you know that?
Are they?
No.
Oh, they all do that these days. They're all like that. That's okay.
You're right. You're okay with that?
I'm Jew, so... It's not allowed in Jewish religion.
I think you
Judaism.
can say you like Calvin Jewish. It's fine.
Yeah, so he gets it.
Who was it that said during the week, I'm a bad Catholic? I'm actually Jewish. Someone tweeted that. It was a Ripper. I like that.
Catholic Problems, that Twitter.
I love Catholic Problems. It's a great fucking Twitter handle. One of my favourite lines out of The Big Lebowski, when the John Goodwin character's crapping on about how he can't bowl on Shabbos, and then eventually the dude just cracks his shit. He goes, "Dude, you're Polish Catholic." Fantastic. Anyway, we digress. Joe Ledley. Just a solid kind of game.
He's just good though, isn't he?
But he gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
Sammy. The Sammy of New.
God bless him.
The tale of two Sammys the last two games.
Yep.
Just absolute fucking miserable shit in the first game, and the second game, run like the wind, Sammy. Run like the wind.
I'm going to get hacked, but I'm running.
Oh, yeah.
He's a beautiful man when he runs properly, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
But as Chris Commons says, where the fuck are you running to? Give me that ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he loved it. He was up for it. Mm-hmm. In his own laconic Greek style.
Yeah. When he scored that goal, no fucking round. I'm getting the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm taking it back to the centre.
Yeah. And he did
celebration.
He did the arrow. The arrow, yeah.
The bow and arrow.
Yeah. Because he was a big fan of the Barcelona Olympics. And Stokesy.
Played really well.
He played good. Yep.
I thought Stokesy showed. This is not a criticism. This is an observation. I just thought that he looked like a player that wasn't match fit in the sense that he didn't have sharpness.
Yeah.
Half those chances he got
at
the end of last season would have buried.
Yeah.
And the half chances he got, he would have buried.
But when he was sharp when it mattered.
Yeah, those three touches he had in the box at the end were pretty sharp.
Oh, he had the ball. There was actually two passes on that he could have made, and he decided, see those three guys, I'm going to run at them, and I'm going to go in between all of them, and then just perfectly weighted cut back.
I'll show who's fit and who's not fit.
Yeah, he did. He showed me up.
Yeah. But for him to finally look up and go, I'm going to hit Jonesy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have a shot.
He must have had some good cocaine during half time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I suppose he takes cocaine.
All right, okay.
That's a rumour.
So let's talk about... let me give you some stats from the game. Possession, 62% to Celtic. And surprisingly enough, 38 to the other team. I checked it.
Nothing.
How long was the ball out while they went and got it?
Oh.
Any in dispute time at all in that?
Jesus.
I did like the fact that when we were taking our throw-ins, normally how you leave it to the other guy who is the throw-in guy. We weren't even doing that.
Yeah.
It was just, this is another thing. Have you noticed this? I watched it last night. When I came home, I actually just went and watched the last 10 minutes again. And when we scored after we scored the third goal, the ball went out. The ball literally went within 1.5 meters of one of the ball boys sitting on the little plastic stools. And it was our throw-in, and he didn't even bother getting it.
There was two things with that. That was right down the end of our attacking half.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the crowd had leant over the barrier, picked up the ball,
I saw that.
and tossed it
further down the field. Yeah.
And we all know that we're not allowed on the pitch down there.
Yeah.
Are we?
No, we're not.
But Lennon's allowed down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about a run? What a mazy run from Neil.
Awesome.
Do you know why? Because he knew Parker was chasing him.
I know. For some pliers. That's some money.
Exactly.
Get away from me, you homeless bastard.
You want to know where he got his hair cut? Attempts on goal 18-7. Shots on
We
target.
never had 7 shots.
I know 8. Shots on target 12-4. Blocks and saves 5-9.
All blocks and saves.
Corners 11-3.
A lot of corners.
Fouls, I told you before, and the yellows. Excellent. Okay, let's turn our attention to
The Twitter.
Here's
a couple of interesting ones. Even if Celtic won the Champions League this season, winning every match along the way would still have a lower coefficient than Arsenal.
Oh, I really want to talk about that in a minute.
Happy with the Champions League.
But if we did win, we wouldn't have to play in the qualifiers.
Oh, well, thank God.
Maybe we do, because we're from Scotland.
These are just some funny ones. These are funny, I'm not sure. Happy with the Champions League draw, at least we never got the group of death. Clydebank, Airdrie, Rangers, Third Lanark.
Third Lanark is the place where I went and got those photos taken.
Yeah.
And it's Third Rangers anyway.
Chris Commons. So someone tweeted Chris Commons saying to his Twitter account, "All right, Judas, didn't know you're on here. Hashtag Judas. Hashtag traitor. Hashtag fuck Celtic. Hashtag NFFC." And then Jamie Lowe, 34, has tweeted, Judas fucking C word, as if is one word, I'm not sure if he realises how that works, but as if you leave England to play in Scotland, dopey fucker. So Chris Commons has tweeted back saying, alright, dopey, that's why you leave England for paradise, you tool. And he's taken a picture of Celtic, FC Barcelona, AC Milan, and Ajax. And been retweeted 662 times. So I like that.
He likes that, Frank.
And how good's this? The 3-match package prices are £84 for adults and £60 for concession season ticket holders. Good job, Salty.
What are you trying to say?
That's £20 a game.
Right.
That's pretty cheap.
It
Bloody
is.
cheap.
What's that? That's 45 Australian dollars?
Used to be 40 quid for the Huns game.
Right. Until they went tits up. I want to talk about the...
So that was the Chris Commons tweet you wanted to do?
Yeah, what was your tweet?
No, I was talking about when the draw came out, Chris Commons went, now that's a draw. That was brilliant.
I didn't see that one.
I want to talk, before we talk about the draw, I want to talk about the actual pots.
And we need to quickly talk about, before I forget,
How many pots are you going to have?
how it's unfair that... This is from Sean Donnelly,
Yeah.
because he's a dirty communist. How it's unfair that... It's probably fair enough as well, that airlines jack up their prices massively after the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So Sean talked about it. Okay, move on.
Does Sean want us to explain the concept of supply and demand?
Maybe.
Okay.
He wants to go to Amsterdam, and he does have a,
Predilection for the...
I'm not going there.
Well, I like that. Someone did say that, when they were trying to predict who were going to play in the groups, and someone said, oh, look, everyone deserves a trip to Amsterdam. Because it's just, it's a good weekend or whatever, or midweek.
Yeah.
And someone else has said, well, what better place can you go to? In every corner there's someone wearing an orange shirt, and there's prostitutes and people selling drugs. Oops, that's Glasgow.
That was that E-Teams had E-Teams had 2 rippers in their thing. They had in their football diary, mental football fans wearing orange, people openly asking for drugs in every street, and filthy prostitutes on every corner willing to do anything. Ajax fans are going to love coming to Glasgow.
I liked Kevin Bridges' tweet when he says, I hope we get Ajax, Real Mallorca, Dinamo Ibiza, Sporting Club, Blair Drummond Safari Park.
He's nuts.
He is. Sleep easy. This is from Scott Richards, which is Yarpy on Twitter. Sleep easy tonight, sheep of Scotland. We sent the murdering bastards on their way. There's some good stuff on Twitter. Okay, the pots. I have a concern with this. Pot 1 had Bayern Munich, fair enough, current European champions. Pot also had FC Barcelona, decent football team.
They're original, aren't they?
Not so good when they come to Glasgow. Chelsea.
Scum.
I would have liked to have got Chelsea as well. It's the closest we'll ever get to playing,
the Huns.
Sort of Huns. And that would have been, imagine that game at Parkhead. Wow. I was really hoping we got Chelsea. But anyway, just saying. Real Madrid, yeah, decent side. Manchester United, English champions, makes sense. Arsenal, pot 1?
I know. What have
really?
they done? What have they done?
The last 2 are kind of insulting. No offence to Portuguese football, but Porto and Benfica are both in pot 1. Why is that?
Now Benfica in Port 1.
Why is that?
I can see maybe Porto, but...
They came to Parkhead and we played them off the park.
Yeah.
Like, there are 2 teams in pot 1 that... In fact, actually, look at pot 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 teams in pot 1 that have come to Celtic Park and walked away with nothing. Anyway, so...
Arsenal got into the Champions League by coming 4th, and they were 26 points behind Man United last year.
Oh, that is... I'm going to write an article on that.
I mean, it's just not good enough.
Yeah, that's bullshit fucking. That is your quintessential bullshit fucking.
Yeah.
All right, pot 2. Atletico Madrid, who we played in the Europa League 2 seasons ago and were pish. Shakhtar Donetsk, who
Anyone called Shakhtar will beat, doesn't
is
matter.
rubbish.
Yeah,
AC Milan, I think AC Milan probably actually could feel agreed. I think they should be in pot 1, but, Schalke are a decent side. Olympic Marseille, French.
Actually, I watched Schalke play their qualifier,
Yeah,
and they actually struggled.
there you go.
So then maybe it's too early in the season.
Maybe
they
they
should have played like us, played 6 qualifiers.
SKA Moscow are in pot 2.
Yeah,
most Russian teams these days are rubbish.
Because they all win their tournaments by bribing officials and things.
Exactly, they're going to get humped. Paris Saint-Germain, decent side.
I think they should be. I think they should be.
But I think they sold some of their players, and I don't think they're as good as they used to be. So,
Yeah,
and
you
Juve are
managed
in
to.
pot 2, and, well, they're just fucking corrupt. All right, pot 3 was Zenit.
That's actually the corrupt pot, that one.
It is a corrupt pot, isn't it? It is a corrupt
Because
pot.
Paris Saint-Germain, that's their
They're
history.
on the
Really?
take as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
They love the take.
Oh, good on them.
Pot 3 is the KKK division of Russian football, Zenit St. Petersburg. Manchester United, Ajax, Borussia Dortmund. See, I think Borussia Dortmund are a better
See,
team.
I think Ajax should be. Well, they've got a really good youth program. That's the reason I think they should be.
Yeah, that's no reason.
No, you're fair.
Borussia Dortmund shouldn't be in pot 3. They're a better football team
Yeah.
in pot 3.
Yeah, they're-
But Bale, as in Basil,
Gareth, he's in the pot by himself.
He's not that good, mate.
That's awesome.
He's not that good.
that's bullshit. Swiss football, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you're having a laugh.
Yeah, well,
Switzerland shouldn't be allowed to play sport unless they, as a political nation, pick a fucking team and stop being fucking this whole neutrality crap. If you're going to be neutral in politics, you've got to be neutral in sport. That's the rule.
No, they should be made to be refereeing.
That's
what they should do.
The reason why they're there is because Sepp Blatter's, that's FIFA headquarters in Switzerland.
That's right.
We're on the take.
I can
And
tell you some
Gareth Bale
stories
could
about
probably
his-
buy them now.
Absolutely good.
I can tell you some stories about his daughter as well. Olympiakos, the Greek
Is she a whore?
Yeah, go on.
champions.
Talk about that.
No, I don't know if I'll probably get in trouble.
Is she a
'Cause
whore?
UEFA have got ears everywhere.
I know. This place is bugged.
It is. Galatasaray, and it's
That
the balcony,
little Star of David up there is...
the balcony freedom is not bugged.
Don't tell the Celtic supporters that we're going to start David in this room.
Too late.
That Hinky's got in his hands. The Galatasaray, decent side, so pot 3 makes sense. And Leverkusen is a good side. I'd put them up. I think I actually personally have a predilection towards German football. I think they all should be pot
Yep.
1.
Fucking nuts.
Yep.
Pot 4 is Copenhagen. All right, fair enough. Napoli. I actually didn't know they were around anymore. Anderlecht, Celtic, Steaua Bucharest. Hello, the 1980s. Very good article on the Flack today about the what football team is like your SDI.
Is it STI or STD?
It used to be STD in the 80s, and it's now
changed,
SDIs.
okay.
I don't know, didn't know that it changed, but in my research for the article, I noticed that it
So
had changed.
diseases become infection, is
Yeah,
it?
it's
Right.
they're trying to make it a bit softer, not to scare
Yeah,
people.
STI does sounds like the place you used to work.
And the problem was that with STD, people thought it was a telecom directory. That's an Australian
03.
joke. That is an Australian joke. No, I think
56.
that. Victoria Pleasant, they got in there because
Victoria?
no one knows
Who
how to
are they?
pronounce
I've
it.
never heard of them.
Fucking, I don't know, but they played another team that no one's ever heard of.
Is that
was the
David
easiest
Beckham's
roll.
wife?
Yep. Real Sociedad.
She is pretty easy.
Real Sociedad, big shout out to our Basque brothers and sisters, and Austria Vienna.
The ETA. Is that the ETA?
Sounds of music.
All right, so now that I've bored everyone with all the pots,
I know, that was boring.
I know, but do you get my point though?
I get you.
That was bullshit. Like, the pots are bullshit. The rankings are shit. The rankings are more corrupt than college football.
So does this mean that if we... So next year, do we qualify through 2 or 1? Or it depends how we go this year.
I read, and I'm not sure how true it is, but we would still have to pre-qualify again.
3 times?
It's going to
2
take a
times?
couple of seasons, I think.
Yeah.
Because the Huns, when they were in playing
shit.
Europe,
They
were rubbish.
fucked it right up.
Yeah.
Big time fucked
Because
it.
we did it well for them. We actually did it well for them.
Because what's happened is that the Turkish coefficient and the Danish coefficient has improved, and the Greek coefficient has kind of replaced Scotland's automatic entry, and we need to build up our coefficient so it's better than those teams, those countries again.
And we can't even blame that piss team anyway now, because it's the other teams that are letting us down.
Yeah.
St Johnson.
Fucking getting beaten. They're pathetic.
8-0.
So the draw came out, and who did you want, Callum? If you had a choice, what was the draw that you fancied?
I wanted Real Madrid, Ajax, and PSG.
Right, Ponchas.
Yeah, I didn't care. I was just happy to be there.
Right,
Really was.
really.
But I'm actually really wrapped with that group now. Especially that you can call it the group of champions.
I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I'm
Think
going
about
with
it.
that.
The very first time.
That's amazing.
The GOC.
Yeah.
Not the GOD.
Or the
Yeah.
GFC.
GFC.
Or the
Yeah.
GFC.
So,
Global financial crisis.
yeah, got that.
Everyone around
Well
there.
explained. So
Around the world.
Barcelona, Milan, Ajax, Celtic, which spells BAMK.
Yeah, so you immediately look for the easy points and you go, well, Barcelona.
Yeah.
Credit default swaps.
Been there, done that.
Problem
Yeah,
in America.
we should have humped them
Sell the GFC.
in Barcelona, so there's 3 points straight away.
Did you read it? Yeah, Eaton's article got me really, really perked up. Anyone out there, read the Eaton's article and we have qualified.
Yeah.
We're actually helping Barcelona qualify.
Really?
By resting a few players in our last
For the
game.
last game, I know.
Yeah.
That is good. So the opening game's against
Milan.
Away.
at Paradise.
No way.
Oh, wait, is it away?
Great. It's a great.
Yeah.
We'll get a point there.
Really? I thought we were
Yeah.
at home.
Well, I
No,
read
it's
that.
away. I'm telling you.
All right, I believe you.
Yep. So PSG first.
I had to make that one right because I told my mother that was.
So
what it was.
Milan,
Oh, okay.
then Celtic Barca, then Celtic Ajax, then Ajax Celtic, then Celtic Milano, Barca Celtic.
Oh, okay, that's the 2 home games in a row. I've got Barca at home and
You
Ajax at
played
home.
that in September. That's in a couple of weeks. That's brilliant.
Oh, no, it's not far away at all.
That's brilliant. I mean, would you prefer to finish second to get last 16 football, or would would you prefer to be in the Europa League and you guaranteed an extended run? Like, what would you prefer?
Oh, Champions League.
Champions League?
Yeah, absolutely.
What if you made the UEFA Cup final?
No, Champions League.
Nah.
The fucking the Europa anthem is crap.
It is. It's Mickey Mouse, isn't it?
And what's
Yeah.
their beer?
It's pish.
Fish?
I do like
Officially, or-
the logo though. They've done a new logo these days. I like it.
Callum,
Yeah, mate.
do you want another beer?
Yeah.
Have we got time?
Yeah. Well, we should wrap up soon.
Okay.
We'll wrap up. Billy Collins got a sketch of how to get up from a beanbag. He went, when you're old, you have to wait till
Well,
your kids.
now that you mention it, Billy Connolly is the one that renamed Partick Thistle
No, he didn't do.
because he calls it Partick Thistle 1.
Oh, 1.
No,
I thought it
you're
was
right.
nil.
No, it's nil. Partick
Yeah.
Thistle nil.
Do you want a Coke?
No, I'm right, thanks.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, okay.
This is two we got this week.
Dundee United.
I, for the first time,
And a
Dundee.
decent kickoff time as well, 9:30.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Nice.
awesome.
That's good.
And it'll
I
be
Celtic
probably be
won
the
the
same in
tournament.
Mount Waverley.
Let's watch it 15 minutes later. I downloaded for the first time something on torrents on my computer. Have you done that before?
Yeah, once.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like
Are
it.
you talking into your mic or your beer?
Same thing, isn't it?
Pretty much.
You can hear it.
So, okay, prediction. Let's kind of wrap this thing up. Predictions for
The group of champions?
the group champions.
We're going to champion that group.
How do you know? What are you thinking, guys?
It's going to be a lot of nerve-wracking moments, but
That's what you love, isn't it, though?
yeah, that's what you want. I mean, geez, we could have been sitting here. Well, actually, if we had lost, I wouldn't have been sitting here.
Neither
And
would I.
the next 12 months would have been, we probably would have picked ourselves up for the Europa, but Jesus, it would have been tough. It would
I
have been
agree.
really tough.
Nice to have proper football back.
I'm just looking through the other groups. What group wouldn't you want? Which one have they said is a group of death?
This one is the group of death, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, group of death and group of champions.
Champions.
It's a pretty fucking tough. I can't actually think of.
When I seen it this morning, I thought it was a joke. I thought
Playing Barcelona for the 18th time in
I
about
thought
2
it
years.
just picked the best teams. Went fuck it. That's who we're going to play.
I am convinced there's a sticky ball. I reckon they thought, okay, who does Celtic really get big crowds for, and who do they
Yeah.
travel for?
Yep.
They went. They love going to Barcelona.
Yep. And who can we write about? Or who can we talk about the TV rights for? Yeah.
It's
Genitals or
useful.
wars. That's what it is.
It is useful though that we've got those teams because we're so reliant on either SBS or ESPN showing the games because Celtic TV can't carry them.
Yeah. If we were playing that Victorian team, there's no way.
No
we'd get on
fucking
TV.
chance.
No.
So
That's a good point, actually.
the Barca game, both games will get
Definitely
on
be on
TV. I reckon the Milan games will get, and there's an outside chance it will get the
And who do you
Ajax.
reckon SBS will have as their commentators?
That's the. I'm kind of deep down. I'm kind of happy that we've got that because that's going to give us so much more material for the shows.
Craig, I'm a massive poofter.
Foster.
Foster.
Have you noticed that Ray Gatt, the journalist,
yeah.
is following us
Yeah.
on Twitter?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
at the start, it was kind of cool. For those outside of Australia, Ray Gatt is an Australian football journalist that writes for The Australian,
Yeah.
which is one of the major broadsheet Murdoch publications. And I was like, a significant football journalist is following the Rhebel podcast. And I thought to myself, he doesn't know what he's in for. And now it's like, and we followed him back out of courtesy. And I've been following
We
his
have a good
tweets.
ratio.
And
He's an idiot, isn't he?
yeah, well,
He talks a lot about non-football related things.
He does.
And he didn't watch. So
he didn't even watch the game.
Well, that's the thing. So he says on his little bio that he's a Celtic supporter. He didn't watch the game. He went, I woke up and found the score. You are a football writer.
Yeah, he's obviously not right about Celtic, is he?
I mean, they don't even work, do they, writers?
He had a conversation with George Negus about whether or not Tom Logic should.
Oh, George Negus. I used to like him. Go fuck yourself, old
Literally
man.
can go fuck yourself.
Like, you wear a stupid necklace around your... It's like a leather necklace, which is weird,
Yeah.
first of all. You had like a Channel 10 show for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Got axed because you shit.
Yeah.
Is he still doing the comb over?
Go fuck yourself.
He's still got a mustache.
Oh.
He's literally the Ron Burgundy of...
He is.
So people,
he's such a sleaze man. That's so true.
people have gone past the mustache. People are going to the beard, not the mustache, and he's still got the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he can go.
Yeah.
I
And he was
agree.
trying to say that Tommy Rogic is being wasted
At Celtic.
and the Scottish Premier League. Here's a point that I want to make, just as we sort of come to a conclusion. I am fucking sick to death of people having opinions of Scottish football. And my favourite question to ask him, when was the last time you watched a game in the SPL? Like, how can you... It's like me having an opinion on Canadian lacrosse.
Yep.
Like, fuck off.
It's very good, what I've been told.
It's incredibly good league, very competitive on
Look,
ESPN.
the reason why I watched a lot of EPL is so I can actually say that.
Yeah, same.
And that Manchester game, Chelsea, that was fucking garbage.
And Twitter lit up on it as well, going, well, if that's the fucking best league in the world, then I'm Anne
Hee-haw,
Frank.
hee-haw. And it's great that we got the German games on Satanta.
Yeah.
Because you can watch a decent game.
Yeah.
And they're not all good, but most of them are,
Yep.
quality.
Yeah.
So, fucking Arsenal the other day, they were just as bad too. And they're playing well.
Yeah.
Could you imagine supporting Arsenal? Or any of those teams and spending all that money
Yeah.
and never winning anything? I couldn't imagine going to a football match or buying a season ticket
Well,
to
they won
any
a new...
middle-of-the-range APL teams and going, the best we can hope for is 10th.
Well, here's a stat for you as well.
Why
that
would
on
you do
Twitter.
that?
But they won a new stadium.
The winner of the Champions League, the money that they get from winning the Champions League is still less than what the last place team in the EPL will
gets,
receive in that same season.
It's disgusting.
That's bullshit. Like, something's wrong there. In the words of Frank Costanza, something's missing.
Well, they justify that by saying, well, the team who comes last and second last needs money for the parachute.
They get the parachute money.
Bullshit. Have you ever heard of something like that? You're not good enough, so we're not going to give you a second chance by giving you a shitload of money.
We're rewarding you for mediocrity.
See, the AFL...
It's like the AFL.
The AFL are missing out badly there.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to get onto that idea straight away.
Yeah,
Because they could have kicked Essendon out and brought Werribee in
exactly.
and given Essendon $2 million.
Or the Dandenong Red Lugs, they're having a great season.
Yeah. Fucking
We may be getting off topic
been
now.
good.
Let's do it.
Let's wrap this up. Don't forget you can...
just
listen
edit
to-
that last bit off because I don't want to talk about footy.
All right. You can subscribe to the Rhebel podcast, and we established last week that we don't know how that's done, but you just go to hailhailmedia.com and oh, beautiful. And you can follow the Rhebel podcast on Twitter at Rhebel Podcast. It's spelled RHEBELPHODCAST. Final thoughts, Callum.
It's nice to be champions again.
It is. Final thoughts.
Could you
Frankie?
imagine following any other club?
Awesome week. From the lows to the highs in the space of...
7 days.
Yeah,
Why you follow?
unbelievable.
It's why you follow the Celtic Football Club.
It is. And to everyone else out there, enjoy the rest of your Fridays coming in Scotland by the time this is up, and I hope you enjoy your weekend and cheer on the Celts against Dundee United. We're playing Dundee United 2 games in a row, basically. Who knows their uniforms?
Yeah, I know. That was
Yeah.
spitting images.
And there's an outside chance that this Dundee United team might be better than the last Dundee
probably
United
would
team.
be.
Do you remember a couple of years ago when we played a team, a European team, and we weren't allowed to have any sponsorship because it was we had Carling at the time.
Yeah.
So we didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Tenants were like, no, we won't have that. We'll have one of our other sponsorships. It was like a water.
Yeah.
They had it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny.
You know that happened in the game, the away league at Shakhtar?
So I'm saying.
No. Oh, you're talking about just...
Yeah, just last week.
Yeah.
We're not tenants now, are we, though?
Yeah,
We're
we are.
Magnus.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, right.
Sorry.
So it was one of their products.
Yeah, it was a water. Fizzy water or something.
Tipperary water. Or Limerick water or Cloth water or some shit. Good story. And
Listen to all our podcasts.
listen to all the other podcasts. Be good to your children.
But if they're naughty, hit them.
Yep, that's okay still. That's still okay.
My dad used to do that to me all the time.
Did you really, Frank?
Apparently.
Right.
I told my kindergarten teacher.
He introduced me to his kindergarten teacher. This is my dad, and he hits me.
Wow. That was #awkward.
Oh, it was a Father's Day. Father's Day it was.
Was it really?
Yeah. And for some reason I was late, so I've done the big entrance, and everyone's looked around. Oh, here comes the painter coming through the door. He's jumped out from the little powwow sitting in the circle on the floor, run over, quick, Dad, grab him by the hands, drag me over. Teacher, this is my dad. And he hits me.
See, that's the problem about giving your children black humour from an early age. You should never let your children watch anything by Larry David before the ages of 10.
That was Monty Python.
I got a couple of sympathy nods from like other tradies, but the professionals went,
Oh, yeah, they were
looking down
They were
straight
reporting you to Human Services.
oh, Jesus.
Those lawyers.
Yeah, Department of Human Services.
Good job the kindergarten teacher had a fantastic sense of humour because she broke for Footscray. And, and she just cacked herself laughing. She thought it was great.
You're lucky on that one.
I hated that kindergarten as well.
Just saying.
Yeah. With an iron.
Did you go to kinder?
You could probably edit that too. I did 2 years of kinder
So did I.
because Mum couldn't wait to get rid of me.
Mum, no. Do you know the other reason why we all did 2 years of kindergarten? Because Mum thought that.
She couldn't work out the age thing. could she?
No. She thought if I put them into kindergarten earlier,
They'll
I'd
get
get them
us-
into school earlier.
Oh, it never worked.
And she tried it 5 children
She
in a
never
row.
worked out it was based on when you were born.
Right,
Yeah.
your age.
Yeah, it's your age. And Mum would. Obviously, I wasn't old enough to remember, but I imagine Mum would argue till she was blue in the face.
Yeah. No, I went to Dulcie Harris.
Yeah,
2 years
no,
in a row.
he's done his year. He's now going to. Because I remember when I do remember the moment when I was at kindergarten, and they said, "Okay, all the kids who go to are going to go to this school, stand up, and we're going to take you to the bus for your orientation day at your school." And everyone got up except for me. But that was to the state school, right? And that was cool. I looked around. I thought, okay, cool, no worries. And then the next day, all the kids who are going to St Joe's Catholic Primary stand up and get on the bus. And I got up because I didn't know I was going. And the teacher said, "Sorry,
Except for you."
Except for you." I just came back. And I remember asking Mum, "Why didn't I go?" She goes, "Don't worry about it. I'm on it." I've got that sorted, son. Yeah.
Do you have a favourite Backstreet Boy?
Do I have a favourite Backstreet Boy?
Yeah.
Donny.
Okay, good. I don't know anyone. That's it. Let's do it.
That's
Yep.
a wrap.
That's a wrap, baby.
How?
Cheers.
See what I mean? Oh. Monday's experts always know what's best, always tell you what you should have done. Monday's experts always know what's cooking, how the game was lost and how it could have been won. When Monday comes around, was an expert in my town. Monday's experts, yeah. Monday's experts. Well, I see them up the shops, see them down the street. When I go up the pub, it's nearly everyone I meet. They're saying I should have done this, or I should have done that. But by the time they finish talking, my beers are getting flat. When Monday comes around, everyone's an expert in my town. And when Monday comes on by, everyone's an expert to this guy. Well, Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't mind. Thursday, Friday, talking fine. Saturday, Sunday, not so bad. But Monday comes and it drives me mad. Monday's experts. Hear them talking on the TV in the workshop in the office. Talking all around the place. Monday's experts. Yeah, they've always got the good eye, but you can't put a bet on at the finish of a race. When Monday comes around, everyone's an expert in my town. And when Monday comes on by, everyone's an expert to this guy. When Monday comes along, experts. Now do you see what I mean? Monday's experts. Monday's experts. Monday's experts.